What's cracking, everybody, and welcome to episode 123 of the Good Kraken podcast. I am one of your hosts, Ernell Pearson, alongside the queen of bitchin' herself, Genesee Gabrielle. Happy fucking Pride, baby. Let's go.
Happy motherfucking Pride!
Oh, sorry, fucking what? I'm so excited, dude. Oh, it's so good. How has your Pride been so far?
You know what, Ernell? We're on day 4, and I'm just having a grand old time.
Grand old time. I love
It's
that.
Be Gay and Bold month, and I am doing just that. My nails are bisexual.
Oh,
We're
yes,
out
they
here.
are.
I'm reading a fan-fucking-tastic, queer as shit book. Good times, good times. How has your Pride month been?
Oh, so far it's lovely. So far it's been great. I've been eating wonderful foods, and getting a chance to be real horny about some characters in Stranger Things. That's been great. Because Eddie Munson is a snack.
I knew it was going to be Eddie. I knew.
Whole fucking snack of a you know what I'm saying? Like, he's a beautiful ass man. There's one scene specifically where he's talking to cheerleader chick, and he smiles, and I was like, I could be. Oh goodness, okay. Then the rest of the season, I was like, oh, because everyone's like, nah, dude, okay, it's just Chris.
Right. Everybody's like upset, and you're just like, Eddie, smile again.
Eddie, oh my God, please, just be around. You know what I mean? Just be around.
Yeah.
Jesse, do you have any fun plans for the rest of your Pride Month? What do you got going on?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know if it's not like super Pride specific, but like my Naomi and I are taking a trip down to Humboldt where I went to college, which I'm super pumped for. We haven't been there since 2020, and I love it. She hasn't been there in the summer yet, so we're gonna eat a lot of really good food and see the pretty things down there.
Of course.
Yeah, and I'm planning a super big event for work, which is going to take place in June, which I'm pumped for. So, like, fun things going on. But in terms of, like, being gay in Pride Month and, like, those sorts of plans, I got my fancy-ass hoe nails back, which was a big move. They're
yeah.
bisexual right now. They're going to be lavender the next time I get them done for Pride Month.
Okay. I see it.
It's going to be a whole vibe. And yeah, I think this Pride Month I'm really just trying to like be with Naomi and be in that relationship and my other queer relationships and really just like feel those and like feel that kinship and beauty and like take pleasure in a lot of the really like simple gay things like wearing Naomi's cardigan and reading queer books and watching queer shit and
I love it.
all of the cozy stuff. What about you?
Oh my god.
This is your first Pride out, right?
Oh, yes, it is.
Is that right?
I know. I'm so excited. Oh my god. I know. I'm super excited. So I mean, like every Pride year I was pretty already kind of consuming like my gay content as it is, right? So it's like, you know, we gotta put in the celebrations one way or another, you know, and even before being out, I was, you know, a very vocal about, you know, being a part of supporting everything. So, I think this month my big thing is to play lots of gay video games because there is a good handful, which we will be talking about later. There's a good handful of wonderful queer representation within media. One more recently, Life is Strange: True Colors has a very gay character in it, and it is lovely. And I'm trying to finish. I never got a chance to finish it, and so that's kind of like the first one that I'm trying to knock off my block coming into this month. And so I'm super excited. I'm super excited for this month. It's gonna be really relaxing. You know what I mean? It's gonna be very chill and very happy.
Yes.
You know, that's I've got my Castlevania coffee cup. We're doing it this month. We're doing.
Yes, we're doing it. That's the goal, you know, is I think outwardly Pride can look really obnoxious and loud, and it can be, and don't get me wrong, this bitch gonna be loud, you know, like I'm just like screaming and gay all month, but at the same time, like I'm just sitting here with my tea, having a chill morning, reading Delilah Green Doesn't Care. And she shouldn't, because she's amazing and she needs to be protected at all costs.
Yes, of course.
What I mean?
course.
So yeah, I just simple and lovely is I think the real theme of Pride Month this year.
What's your first gay book gonna be that you read?
It is Delilah Green Doesn't Care, and it takes place in Oregon, and it's amazing.
Ooh, okay, okay.
Yeah, it's about a like queer, a lesbian masked femme, who lives in New York, but she's from Oregon, and she goes back to photograph her stepsister's wedding for like 2 weeks. They're like 2 weeks of wedding
Ooh,
events,
okay.
and it's a rom com where she falls in love with the maid of honor. And
Mm.
the maid of honor is like a single mom bisexual icon. I mean, who wears
Oh
like
my
vintage
god.
dresses all the time.
Oh my
Amazing.
god, this is cute.
Amazing.
This is fucking cute. Saint in
Yeah.
chat. Oh, you're reading Delilah Green Doesn't Care? Like, oh, let's go.
I'm reading, and it was amazing because Naomi brought it home the other night. She like impulse went to Barnes and Noble on her way home, and she like was showing me all her books, and she was like, "I actually got this one for you because it looks like you might like it." And
Hmm.
I saw the cover of this book that is like this beautiful like lilac color and has like just this like angry femme looking woman on the cover,
Yeah,
and I'm
let's
like,
go.
"Oh, Delilah Green doesn't care, say less." And I posted this like just like one line excerpt from the book, and like five people popped up in my DMs were like, "You're reading Delilah Green Doesn't Care."
Oh my god.
And I had never heard of it before, and like apparently every other bisexual in the world has heard about it,
Oh my
and like queer
god.
woman in the world has heard about it.
Saint and are one of our non-binary wonderful human beings that we have in our community. Saint says if you hadn't seen yet, there's a second novel in the same town coming out this year.
No shit, Saint. For real?
You're doing it. You're
Is it
doing
by
it.
the same author? Like what, Saint? Tell me
I mean,
more. I need everything.
I would
Jesus.
assume if
I would
it's a follow up,
assume,
I'm
right?
telling you,
In the
man, it's
same town.
whoo,
What does
whoo.
that mean? What does this mean? And Casey McQuestion's book just came out like a month ago. Are you familiar with Casey McQuestion
I
or
am
no?
not. No, I am not. I
Okay, so
might
you
be.
know that
Give
book
me a
that
book.
yeah, you know the book I Never Shut Up about, Red, White, and Royal Blue?
Yes, yes.
Yes. That was their first book. Fucking impeccable escapism where the first son of the United States, who's the son of the first female president, falls in love with the Prince of England. Like, say
Oh
less. That
my
was all I needed.
god. And Saint
It's
says, "Oh my god,
adorable.
yes, Casey." You guys,
Casey! Yes!
you two.
Casey out here. Okay, Ernell, you're behind on the
I
curve with
know.
Casey
I gotta get
McQuestion.
onto this. I gotta hop on this.
Casey McQuestion, I don't know what their gender identity is, but they use she and they pronouns,
Okay.
and they are just a like bisexual icon and write amazing bisexual characters. Um, I have not. So her most recent book is called "I Kissed Shara Wheeler," and it's her first YA novel. And I'm just like so excited. All of her other ones are new adult, which is like my favorite category of books personally. I love a good like fantasy or romance new adult because they're not just steamier than young adult and they have more like curse words, but they're the real difference between young adult and new adult is that the topics that they're discussing are more of like what actual young adults are experiencing. So that
Oh,
age of
sure.
like
Okay.
21 to like mid 30s. We're having characters who are in their late 20s, in their early 20s, in their 30s, going through divorces, going through awful breakups, like having kids, being single parents, and falling in love, or going on magical adventures. And it's like, yeah, that's everything I want. So it's just, and that's what Case McQuestion primarily writes is new adult, which
I
is
fucking
amazing.
love that so much. I gotta get some catching up on some gay novel. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I gotta
And
get wrapped up into it. So
I don't think you do audiobooks as much, but if you do,
I do.
their
I gotta.
audiobooks are really good. You
Okay,
do? Yeah.
I'm on
They're really good.
Audible pretty frequently.
Oh
Audible
yeah.
is my fucking hookup. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that.
There
But
you
we're
go.
not talking about
There you
Audible
go.
right now, guys, because today we're talking it's Morbin time, PlayStation's kickback, and queer greatness in media, and much more. Because this is a good Kraken podcast, your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you want to hear. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturday at 12 p.m. If you're on this wave, you can head on over to patreon.com/goodkraken show, where you can submit questions and topics, get exclusive post-show content, and have early access to episodes before they go live on podcasts and video services across the digital sea. You gonna do it?
Yarg.
Yo, let's go. But if you've emptied your pockets to the latest and greatest in entertainment, that is totally fine. You can watch us record the show live right here at twitch.tv/goodkrakenshow. If you have Amazon Prime, you also have Twitch Prime. We'd love for you to give that to us to help keep us pushing content out for all of you listening or watching at home. But you can also support us by going to our YouTube channel by clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken with an exclamation mark and leaving a review there. Genesaw.
Yes.
We have a captain's order, my friend. Guys, please go check out our podcast. Leave us a 5-star review if you feel we're worthy of 5 stars. That'd be great. But most importantly, leave us a written review over at Apple Podcasts. That is the best way to get the algorithm to push us to new people. The more reviews and ratings that we get on our podcast stuff, the more the algorithm pushes our recommendations out to other people that are within the video game and nerd media, tables as far as podcasts are concerned. But if you do that, we may or may not read it out loud for you guys on the show, which we did. We had a written review a couple weeks ago on Apple Podcasts. We read it right here and got a chance to thank them for it. And whoever you are, if you did write in, please let us know. We want to give you guys like fun stuff when you guys do things like that for us. So please let us know who and where you are, so that we can give you some goodies here in the near future. So in the meantime, Genesaw, can you tell the people at home what we have next?
Up next, folks, we have The Helm.
Let's go. Saints is laughing at It's Morbid Time. I fucking hate that it's Morbid Time, but we'll go ahead and get into it. So, Genesaw, let's just do 3 each. I think 3 each is gonna be okay. Go ahead and hit the people with the first story, my friend.
All right, I can do this. I love it when you let me read.
Oh yes, I love it too. I know it took us a little while to get warmed into it, but like once we did, you fucking nail it now. You fucking nail it.
Always an adventure. I wouldn't say that. I would not say that I always nail it.
You make.
I would say
mistakes.
It's always a good time.
You make happy mistakes, and I think that's okay. That's okay. Happy mistakes are okay.
Alrighty, and speaking of happy mistakes, Morbius memes have gotten so big, the movie's headed back to theaters. From Amelia Zollner at IGN. According to a report by Comic Book, the movie is seeing a return to over 1,000 theaters with new showtimes beginning today. The movie's return follows weeks of memes, which saw It's Morbid Time trending on Twitter for an entire week. One dedicated fan, or should we say Morber? No, we shouldn't. We shouldn't say that.
We shouldn't say that. We should not say that. No, please don't do this.
Even streamed the movie repeatedly on Twitch until their stream was taken down. Morbius, which tells the story of Spider-Man villain Michael Morbius, originally underperformed at box offices and brought in a low $84 million. It became available digitally in May and is slated for a DVD release on June 14th. Okay, so let's get some things clear real quick. Originally underperformed makes it seem like it then got better after the initial release. The movie's still garbage.
It did.
It made better.
It made $150 million. So like it did. It is the 87th ranking out of 212 superhero movies that have come out.
Biggest eye roll. I get. You know what? I'll give the fans this. I'll give the Morbers this.
The
I
Morbius.
too, the Morbius. That's what they fucking called them, wasn't it?
I
It's
hate it. I
awful.
fucking hate it.
Hate it here.
Okay.
I will give them this, and that is I too like to hate watch things sometimes. Like I can't imagine like when I hear that it was made into a meme, and so then it's having a comeback and it's getting more like popularity and streams. Like I haven't been seeing the memes because my Instagram likes me, and it shows me good memes. But like, I'm
Okay.
just picturing like a bunch of the memes about like Liam Payne out right now. Like sure, Liam Payne is trending, but like,
Yeah.
is that a
Sure.
good thing?
Sure. Sure. No.
I don't know.
No, it's
I
not.
don't know.
It's
It's
not.
not.
No,
It's not for
this
Liam, and
time
I
it
don't.
was
I
not.
can't say. Yeah, I can't say it was for Morbius either. And it's Morbin time. It's just like, is that really how you want to be trending?
I mean, for them, yeah. I even like seeing the chat says Morbius being in theaters again has made my friends and I consider seeing it to laugh, and I think that's like kind of the
I think
effect that
that's
they're
what's
hoping for
happening.
because money
Yeah.
is money, and they know that like people are going to meme watch the movie. And unfortunately, here's the deal though.
Which
Here's the deal though is that like seeing meme watching stuff only goes so far. Like the longevity, excuse me, of this is null, right? Like this
right.
like, and I saw someone tweet this out is like how the even bigger meme is them releasing this movie because of a meme and then potentially not having anyone go see it. like that's like, and I got into a conversation with somebody on Twitter before, and I don't want to name names because it's not like that, right? But the discussion was, like the movie's not as bad as some people have made it out to be, and I think that this, this is understandably like they're going to be making some money off of it, and to me, it's like. Is that amount of money they're going to invest to redistribute this movie going to give them the amount of money that is going to make a difference? No. I really
Right.
do. I really, for the life of me, do not think that this coming to a little over 1,000 theaters is going to make that much of a goddamn difference for them.
Right.
I mean, they like, and guys, remember, we gave this collectively GK a 6 out of 10 because me and Garrett collected a little bit more than Genesee did.
I gave it a
You gave it
low
a 5.
rating.
You gave it a 5.
Genesee.
Yeah.
Genesee Gabrielle, the
Yeah.
queen of 10-star ratings,
Yeah.
gave this movie a 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
And it's real rough. I had now. It's not necessarily the massive fucking heap of garbage on fire that some people are making out to be, because it does do some cool things.
Right.
But this is
Right.
not a by any means a high level superhero movie. It's just not. And realistically speaking, like, it's sure. It's getting some attention. They're obviously grasping its moment, but it's also like, how many other things have we seen do that and they still fall to the
Right.
wayside after like the meming's over? Because human attention span is real tiny. This is
Oh,
not
yeah.
going to save Morbius when it rolls out to DVD. It's just not. It's just not. Like, and then thinking that it's going to is just absurd. It's absurd to me.
You know what? I'm a little bit of a Morbius hater, but I did have like there were moments of it that were fun. We all know I love Matt Smith, and
Yeah, carried
this
the
movie
fuck out of this
didn't
movie.
ruin. Yeah, carried the fuck out of this movie. This movie didn't ruin Matt Smith for me, so there's that.
There you go. There you go.
I just can't get over his little dance.
Yeah, I
Like
know. I know, right?
they
Right.
put that in there like twice, and I was just like, oh. The
There's-
fact that they did that was artistful.
Well, like
that
the
was just a
song
good
that's
thing.
playing underneath it, where he's like, I'm so hot or something like that. It's just like repeating like,
Something like
I'm so
that.
hot, I'm so sexy or some shit like that. I was like, what the fuck
And
is
it
going
was
on
so
right now?
good. It was like, Matt Smith, yes you are. Yes you are.
And then like now the conversations around like if they do a sequel to Morbius, which now probably is going to fucking happen, right? Because dollars is dollars to them. The second
And I'll be there
that
for it.
yeah, right, like we're unfortunately because we're fucking Marvel stans, like we're gonna have to be there. But he's gonna say it's Morbin time in this fucking movie when it comes out,
no.
and it
They
is going to
are.
be the
It's
most
gonna be worse
disgusting but yet fulfilling moment.
That's
Like,
gonna be worse than like Let There Be Carnage. and that was really bad.
That was really
That was
bad. That was a really bad moment in Venom 2. I'll tell you what. But yeah, it's gonna be ridiculous. I don't know. I hope they make some money, because we do need to give them opportunities to fucking fix things. But like, realistically speaking, I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't want us to take any more time on this. This is making me frustrated. But
Yeah.
Genesee,
I
go
agree.
ahead, hit the people with something else that's going on with money wise in the industry here. Let's talk about it.
Absolutely. PS5 passes 20 million sold as Sony promises significant ramp up in production. From Eddie Makuk at
Makich.
GameSpot.
Makich. Yeah,
Makich.
we thought it was
Makich.
Makooch for a long time, and then we had to go give Eddie Makooch. But you got verification. It is Makich. Sorry, Eddie. Sorry if you're listening to this, which I know you do. My apologies. But yes, Eddie from GameSpot. Yeah, go ahead, Genesee. Sorry.
PlayStation executive Veronica Rogers revealed the new sales stat to GI Biz. Rogers went on to thank fans for their support and to promise that more stock should be available relatively soon. To those fans who have yet to get their hands on a console, please know that we are planning on a significant ramp up in PS5 production this year, and we are working endlessly to make sure that PlayStation 5 is available for everyone who wants one, Rogers said. The PS5 is selling well, but chip shortages and other supply chain issues have impacted sales, which are tracking lower than the PS4 over a similar period of time after launch. However, Sony is projecting a huge upswing in PS5 sales in the time ahead. According to analyst Daniel Ahmad, the PS4 sold 20 million units in its first 471 days, while the PS5 needed 568 days to reach 20 million sold. But the newer console is now selling slower due to the supply issues.
Yeah, it's so okay. So as people at home know, I am fortunate enough to be a person that owns a PS5. I am pansexual and I have a PS5. That was my formal announcement at the beginning of this year. So
One of my favorite
so
tweets.
I know a lot of people were pretty happy about me doing that.
Framed on my wall.
It's a beautiful moment in history. The reality is that the PS5 has had a lot of issues selling. A lot of issues. And because it's talking about 20 million sold, of that 20 million, how many have gone to reseller bots? Right? How many have gone to bootleggers? How many have gone to scalpers? How many have gone to people that are buying 4 or 5 just so they can sell it to somebody in their family? You know, like there's a lot of things that are happening here that they're not necessarily accounting for. It's kind of like to what we were saying about, Morbin time. Dollars is dollars for these guys, and it's like they could care less like who's buying them, just as long as they're getting fucking bought, and they have been getting fucking bought. The issue now is that we see the problem in the long run with, like, if these consoles aren't getting sold to people that are playing games, that are wanting it to play games, then they're not going to be able to sell games later. And I think they recognize, obviously, this is going to be an issue. Something needs to be done. So this significant ramp up here needs to fucking happen, because they're already on like the precipice of getting their ass beat by Xbox this generation, strictly because of this manufacturing issue, because they can't get their goddamn consoles into people's hands. There's games to be sold, because there's Genesee, I'm sure you saw us post about it and stuff. There are games rolling out. Like, there are games getting ready to come out that people want to play on PS5, and it's just not fucking happening for them. Saying just rub it in that you own a PS5. See, I would happily help you get one. I'll happily help you get one, okay? Like,
does anyone else remember the month where it was like every 5 minutes Ernell was saying, because my PS5, like, but I was just hanging out with my PS5. Listen, so did you not have a PS5?
Listen,
So Genesee, I know you don't have a PS5.
I got a hair flip. Yeah, I gotta listen.
I love a
I had
hair
I had to
flip.
put myself at the humble brag
I loved
level
it,
that
dude.
that Devin was on because it's the only thing I have. It's the only thing I have to brag about,
It
right?
it would. I mean, I disagree. I think you're amazing,
Oh,
but
I love you.
I was so here for it. But also, I'm not out here trying to get a PS5. So like, Devin was all,
Right.
ugh.
Yeah, I
And
know. He was
I
like,
was like,
Xbox Series X is better, anyways. I'm like, shut your fucking mouth. You know what I'm saying?
don't lie to me like
Because
that.
he thought
Yeah.
he got me when I had to get a Series S, where I was like, I gave up. I had that last time that I was trying to get in queue to buy a PS5, and it just did not
Mhm.
happen. So the next day I was like, fuck it, I'm getting an Xbox. And I talked to him about it.
Mhm.
He's like, oh, dude, totally get it. He thought that was it. He thought that was Devin. If you're listening to this, you thought that was the end, but no, no.
It
Like a
wasn't the
phoenix,
end.
I rose from the ashes and found a way, anyways.
With his PS5 in his
And
clutches.
now I am here, a man denounced,
Reborn.
just
Yes.
basking in the ambience of my PlayStation 5 that I played with Destiny, with Saint last night. It was a good time. It was a good time.
Amazing.
Anyways, yes, PlayStation, please fucking get it together. We need you guys to get it together. In the
We need
meantime,
more people to have their Phoenix from the ashes
yes,
moment.
exactly. We need more
You know,
Phoenixes out here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
everybody who wants to have that experience with their PS5 should.
right, right, yeah. I know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how things go the next couple of years. They've got some scheduled stuff that they're talking about. So I guess we'll figure out from there. But speaking of stuff that's going to get scheduled here pretty soon, Genesaw, tell the people at home our next story.
George Miller's Mad Max Fury Road prequel to Furiosa begins filming by Jazz Tangcay.
10K, yeah.
Tangcay from Variety. Chris Hemsworth, one of the film's stars, shared a post via social media saying, "A new journey in the Mad Max saga begins." Anya Taylor-Lovejoy stars alongside him. The Mad Max prequel movie is based on Charlize Theron's
Imperator.
Imperator
Yep.
Furiosa character from 2015's Mad Max Fury Road. Miller calls the sequel a saga, which will unspool over a 15-year period, offering from its predecessor, which spanned 3 days in its time frame. George Miller is set to direct, co-write, and produce Furiosa, along with his longtime producing partner, Doug Mitchell.
Did you like Mad Max Fury Road?
I don't think I watched it, dude.
Oh,
I don't know that I've watched any of the Mad Max. I don't think I have.
I think if you do, I think Fury Road is worth watching because Tom Hardy
Mm,
one is a whole ass snack in that fucking movie.
mm,
Even though he's covered in dust and dirt, he's looking like a whole meal. Okay. Secondly,
okay.
also Charlize Theron looking like a whole fucking dinner in this too.
Do
Um,
love Charlize
but those
Theron.
those two acting side by side is incredible. Like they did a really
Yeah.
good job in this movie. I think that the story is phenomenal. They did everything super well in this damn movie. I don't necessarily know if people were asking for a prequel though. And that's kind of like the
Right.
part that weirds me out a little bit. It's like, sure, I think there's some people that like, the super niche like community that loves Mad Max and like historically has
Right.
loved Mad Max. Sure, I'm sure they're asking for it. I just don't think universally like people are kind of like
Right.
clamoring for, another Mad Max movie, and so it's interesting to think.
And if you throw Chris Hemsworth and Anya Taylor-Lovejoy in a movie, the
Hmm.
people will come
Absolutely.
in many ways.
Physically
You know?
and metaphor. I'm so glad you and I were on the same page. I'm so glad you and I were on the same page for that because that is very on brand for you and I. Mad
So
Max Furiosa, you will come. It's
why aren't we in charge of everyone's marketing? I mean, this.
I'm just saying, George Miller, you may or may not need to hire me and Genesee here to take care of all the marketing for your movie. Yeah,
All of
period.
it.
Period. I
Yeah,
don't think there's
we
even
got
anything
you.
to add to that because we will make you money. We will make you money. Like it's like Mad Max Furiosa. Do you even like coming? You know what I mean? Do you even like coming? Because if you do, You should come to this. Saint, I choked on my water. Listen, that's what we're here for. This is our Pride episode. So you know what? Fuck it. We're here for it.
Pride episode. We had a moment last week where I was like, Ernell, I'm in. I'm coming. We're gonna do this Pride. We're gonna do this Pride episode together, and he was like, "Oh, and it's just gonna be you and me," and I was like, "Oh,
yeah. Dangerous waters."
Whenever we're left unsupervised, just like
we get to just run rampant around here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just make it as gay as possible.
Yeah.
Saint, everyone will come.
Everyone will come
took Saint
in
out.
bisexual italices. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Because Anya Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth in one movie together is
bisexual.
It's so bisexual.
Like
it's ridiculous. It's just
it's like what we were talking about with Superman man and his with The Witcher. The Witcher. How that is just like
that was the most bisexual ass movie on the planet, right?
The most bisexual
not movie,
shit I've ever
TV show and / game / novel. Super bisexual. Especially those two actors playing those two parts. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Henry Cavill was not enough for you, okay? I definitely came to watch that show, I'll tell you that.
We all did, honey. We all did come to watch that show.
Oh boy.
And then you have like his love affair with Jaskier and how Jaskier writes fucking like Taylor Swift level breakup songs about this man
here's
about
the deal.
The Witcher.
Because here's the deal: in the books, Jaskier and who was known as Dandelion in the books, Dandelion and Geralt are very much like have friend dynamic in the novels.
Right.
In the show, that's queer coded as fuck. And Jesus. Like it's gay. Like they are fucking gay. Like they there's the episode where they're arguing by the river, so the genie episode, right? And it is the most like, oh come on, you two, right? You two.
Just stop fighting and bone already. You'll feel better, I promise.
The episode in the second season where Geralt finally like breaks Jaskier out of the prison, out of the jail, and they have that moment,
and they're like fighting
for a moment, and Jaskier is like, "I'm still mad at you," right? Like it's that thing. I was like, "Oh, you two are so fucking good."
Honestly,
I love it.
The fact that they have is it Jaskier or is it Jaskier? Because in the show, it's Jaskier,
like whichever.
Okay.
I think the concept is he's supposed to be well traveled, so
right.
Yeah,
Whatever,
either way.
So. The fact that they have Jaskier talking every 5 seconds about the women that he's boning is homophobic to me. Because I saw that man enter my screen and I was like, oh, tell me less. I know he just got dicked down 2 seconds before entering this screen.
But here's the deal, too. He could just be in denial.
He could be in denial. He could be panned. That would totally track for me.
100%.
But like the thing is that they make him like such a like womanizer character. And I'm like, Jaskier is just like a sad boy who wants to settle down in the country and write songs about Geralt. Let the man be.
I mean, very much so. I mean, in the books, he's like permanently getting chased down by his ex-wife. So permanently, it's pretty ridiculous. Saint says God, The Witcher is so bi, and the books have bi or could be pan characters. So there you go.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Speaking of some potential bi stuff that we could be getting here pretty soon. BioWare reveals official title of Dragon Age 4. This comes from Ash Parrish over at The Verge. Wardens, Inquisitors, Champions. It's time to break out the whisks. It's in a surprise announcement. BioWare revealed the name of the next installment in the Dragon Age series, Dragon Age Dreadwolf. The reveal pretty clearly establishes what's been known for a while now, that Solas, one of the companions in Dragon Age Inquisition, will be the main antagonist of the new game. BioWare stated Dreadwolf would not be released, this year, but promised to reveal more about the game in the months ahead. Thank you, Saint, for catching the aware. So this is actually really, really cool because Dragon Age is pretty notorious for allowing you to have some very not straight conforming relationships in their game. And hi, doing an episode. Can't talk right now. Thank you. Love you. There is a lot of opportunity for people to have some fun stuff happen in this game. But also, people generally just like really love Dragon Age. Like the Dragon Age franchise is a very, very, very fucking beloved franchise and for video game fans, and it's something that you should definitely play. Jesse, I think you'd have a great time with Dragon Age Inquisition. Let's
I
fucking go.
can't.
Listen,
I
we're
can't.
still on track. We're still on track to get you into the gaming world. We're there. We got you on Stardew Valley,
You did.
which is
I
very
had a
gay.
good
You can
time.
be gay as hell on that. We'll be talking about
You
that later on.
can.
But man, I'll tell you that. Saying I lost it when I saw the official title reveal for DA4. Dragon Age 4 is just going to rule my life. There you go. There you go. So,
Yeah.
guys, we're going to be
Fair.
getting that soon. Hang tight. We will be letting people know once he announce like official information, all that good stuff, dates, all that stuff, which we'll probably be getting probably later on this year, more than likely during Game Awards this winter. So we'll definitely be seeing that. But until then, we have some really fun news here. And Jenna saw, I swear to God, we need to get you a Switch because
I can. Oh, we do. We do need to get me a
we need to get
Switch.
you a
Yeah,
Switch. One, because you can play
for
Stardew
sure.
Valley on it and you can take that with you everywhere. Secondly, because a new Pokemon Scarlet and Violet trailer reveals new Pokemon and 4-player co-op. This comes from Michael McWhirter over at Polygon, and he says this. Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet will come to Nintendo Switch on November 18th. The Pokemon Company announced on Wednesday. The games will send players to a new, still unnamed region where they'll catch Pokemon both familiar and fresh, including newly revealed Pokemon Lechonk. Oh my god, Lechonk. Genesaw. I'm going to show you Lechonk here in a second, okay? Lechonk, Smoliv, and Palmy. Oh my god, they're fucking adorable. Scarlet and Violet would include multiplayer gameplay for up to 4 players, according to a news release. That includes trading and battling Pokemon, as well as multiplayer exploration of quote-unquote various locations of the region in these games. The Pokemon Company announced its next generation of Pokemon games in February, revealing an all-new location and adorable new Generation 9 starters, Sprigatito, a quote-unquote capricious attention-seeking grass cat Pokemon, Fuecoco, a quote-unquote laid-back fire croc Pokemon that does things at its own pace, and Quaxley, a quote-unquote earnest and tidy duckling Pokemon. Since then, the Pokemon Company has been relatively quiet about Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. So, Genesaw, I have to show you a couple of things here, okay? So, firstly, I'm gonna crack this bad boy open for the people at home. You know what I'm saying? Pop that. So we got our little YouTube channel here. But before we do that, we gotta talk about Lechonk because
Okay.
this little fucking angel, okay, is the cutest goddamn fucking thing. This is Lechonk.
Oh,
Now,
Lechonk.
so what's funny here
Is
is
Lechonk crying?
no, it's just a part of his skin. He just looks like he looks like he's crying. But
Looks like
that's just
he's
his
always
under eye.
crying.
It's his under eye. But what's funny is that lechon is a Spanish and Filipino food that is roasted pork belly, basically. And
Yes.
having them name him Lechunk is flying the fucking cutest thing on the goddamn planet. Mostly because this region, this new region they're going to in Pokemon is supposed to be based on Spain. And so like having them have plays on words of these different Pokemon and stuff is fucking adorable. Lechonk, we also had, hold on, let me see, Smoliv, who is
Is he
a
an olive?
little cute olive Pokemon. Are you fucking
Oh,
kidding me?
oh,
He's so
that's
cute.
so
And then
cute.
lastly we had Palmy, who is supposed to be another little Pikachu variant looking little guy.
Oh my gosh, it's
Look
like a
at
little like red panda looking dude.
fucking little chunker. Little chunker. I fucking love it, right? But it's also
Oh
really
my
cute too, because
gosh.
the starter Pokemons though, again playing on Spanish, they having fucking where is it? Sprigatito, which Gatito is like a tiny kitten. It's a kitten, right? And then Fuecoco, which Fuego was fire. And and Quaxley, obviously this is Quax because it's a duck. But just the fucking clever bastards. They get us every goddamn time. And I've been super behind on Pokemon for a really long time myself too. So like having them come into this and having me fucking sold, I am super sold on this. But the last thing, actually, I forgot to tell you, Genesee, we've got a and everyone's fucking talking about it. Okay,
Okay.
we have a super gay Pokemon situation on our hands. Okay, now
Oh,
here's why. Okay, Violet and Scarlet Professor. So every Pokemon game has
okay.
professors that are sort of guiding you. Okay, tell me this is
Okay.
not the most bisexual collection of professors for a Pokemon game ever. These two fine ass human beings that they've designed, everyone is talking about how this is the most gay fucking collection of professors they could have possibly given us. Two just beautiful fucking human beings that we're gonna like. Look at this man. Are you fucking kidding me? I need his hair and beard set up immediately, right? Immediately. Okay? They are fucking beautiful, and we are here for it. So, Genesal, we got to get you a Switch so we can get you Pokemon Violet and Scarlet. Okay? We got to do
You
that.
know, actually, you'll be proud of me. Naomi and I put 2 Switches on our wedding registry
Oh my god. Okay.
because,
So the beautiful part of
yeah,
this now is that you guys will be able to get Animal Crossing together, and that is ultimately like the most gay goal you can possibly have on a Switch.
that's what I'm
It's getting Animal
saying.
Crossing
I
together. Like,
love Animal Crossings.
you
I
guys can
love it.
design your own little fucking island together because they're multiplayer. You can visit each other's islands in this one, and so like, duh, duh. Oh my god. Oh my god. I need to take a sip of my coffee. There you go. Saint Silver Foxes, damn, but oh my god, I'm done. Yes, put those Switches on registry. Let's go, Genesee. Let's fucking go.
Okay. Can they see your YouTube screen right now? Or is it just me?
No, just you right now. Just you right
Oh,
now. Why? Why?
okay.
Is it all
I
the
am
food?
dying. No, no, no. I'm
Okay.
dying at the fact that in the lower right-hand corner, there is that exact scene that we were just talking about this morning, and I
Mm,
definitely rewatched it 2 times,
mm,
and I watched a clip of a parallel between that and the end of the season, before we started.
God damn, I tell
110%.
you what. I
So
tell
I
you
just I
what.
just needed to say that I recognize you and I see you and I appreciate your energy that your
Oh.
YouTube is bringing right now.
Oh, that's well. It's actually the good Kraken one. I watch some stuff while we're
Well,
uploading videos sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
the good Kraken has our shit together.
God damn, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, guys, we are going to move into our last story here, and this is going to be an entire rundown of what we have for announcements from PlayStation's State of Play for June 2022. Guys, this is our official rundown here. So, firstly, I'm just going to go down this list of all the announcements that we've had. We got some really fucking cool stuff. It's going to go kind of like, not necessarily in chronological order of the announcements. I'm just going to read them off, give you guys a quick basis here. So, firstly, Tunic is coming to PlayStation this September, officially the 27th of September. Tunic is a game that's already come out. They're porting it over to PlayStation. Play that game. It's a very fun game. If you're into Souls-like games and Zelda games, this is the one to play. We got an announcement for a brand new game, a futuristic skater shooter called Roller Drome. Very interesting looking game coming to PS4 and PS5 this fall. I don't necessarily know if I'm sold on the game, but it looked interesting. It looked interesting for what it was. We got Eater Nights, I think is how it's pronounced, is a dating action game set in the apocalypse. We're gonna get dating action sim. Which is I'm fucking here for. I love a good dating sim and I love a good action game, and putting those two things together. You know what I'm saying? That is coming early 2023. Next, we got The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, Chapter 2 Retribution is coming to PSVR 2, which is PlayStation's next VR venture. That's coming 2023. Next, we have Season, A Letter to the Future, will be released this fall. Coming there. That game looks super peaceful. I want to play the fuck out of the game. I love a good peaceful indie title, I'll tell you that. And then No Man's Sky is coming over onto PlayStation VR 2 as well. That is huge because that looked real fucking cool. No Man's Sky getting their return that they deserve. Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered and Spider-Man Miles Morales are swinging to PC in 2022. So officially, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man Remastered is going to be coming out August 12th of this year, and then soon after, I think it was in September, Spider-Man Miles Morales is coming to PC as well. So all you PC players out there, Oh, you gotta play that game. You gotta play that goddamn game. And then my favorite announcement from this goddamn thing, Stray gets a release date alongside an announcement that it will be free for PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium members. So Stray, for anyone who doesn't know, is a game where you're playing as a cat in a cyberpunk world, just being a kitty, being a stray cat. And I've never needed a game so fucking bad in my life. So goddamn bad. And that is coming in July, July 19th, 2022, just next month. Woo! Take my money. I'll tell you that. Take my damn money. And then we got a very, very close, dope-ass look of the Callisto Protocol with a gameplay trailer and confirming a December 2nd, 2022 release date. If you are a fan of Dead Space, look this trailer up because this game looks juicy, I'll tell you that. And then for Saint here in chat, Horizon Forbidden West gets a major update that is including a new game plus. I gotta beat this game. I gotta beat this game still. I gotta beat this goddamn game. And Saint's gonna make sure I do. Saint is gonna make sure I fucking do. But this game, it's calling to me. It's calling to me. I gotta get back onto it. And then we got another spin-off for Horizon called Horizon Call of the Mountain. Is going to be a PSVR 2 experience within the Horizon Zero Dawn world. So it's gonna be very fun. You're playing as a former Shadow Carja warrior named Rias, who's looking to redeem himself by investigating a grave new threat to the Sundom. He excels at climbing and archery, and all these things you're going to be doing within PSVR 2. That's gonna be very fucking cool. And Saint, I am here for Horizon Zero Dawn. Let's go, Saint. I got you. I got you. You know, I got you. And then we had a very, very cool look at Street Fighter 6 releasing a new gameplay trailer, and has a 2023 release window now. Very, very soft release date there, but got very cool gameplay trailer out of it. Resident Evil Village is getting VR for PSVR 2. Gonna be able to play Resident Evil Village. That's gonna be fucking cool. You're telling me I can POV first person on a VR set, big vampire goth titties? Retweet, you know what I mean? Like, big ol' retweet. I tell you what, that game's horny for the first 4 hours. I'll tell you what. And then afterwards, we got an official announcement for Resident Evil 4 Remake coming March 24th, 2023. Holy shit, this looked fucking good. You guys gotta check out this goddamn... For anyone that's played Resident Evil 4 way back in the goddamn day, this game looks stunning. It looks real fucking good. And then last week, we got a very, very good look at Final Fantasy 16, which is coming out summer of 2023. Looking like they're doing some Attack on Titan-esque stuff where the characters are actually turning in to the summonings for the first time in a Final Fantasy game. Oh boy, that's gonna be a fun time. Genesaw, thank you for riding that wave with me. That was a little bit of roll of announcements here.
Great.
And we try around here. But guys, we try a lot of things, just like our next segment. But before we move into our next segment, I want to remind everyone that they can support us over on patreon.com/GoodKrakenShow, where they can get early access on this episode before it goes public. They can write to the show, and they can get this episode ad-free. But if they're hearing this, they aren't on our Patreon. So for now, here's a word from our sponsors. This piece of good Kraken content is brought to you by Glide Mousepads. The world is changing, and the demand for PC gaming and work-from-home setups has never been as wild as it is right now. Having the best of the best in PC accessories only makes it easier to get your work done before you jump right back in to the fray of the digital sea. And Glide knows exactly how to make that happen for you. Glide Mousepads is the future industry leader in mousepads, offering beautiful, smooth, waterproof products made with eco-friendly materials and non-slip rubber in a variety of sizes that are guaranteed to help you get that next win. I've got one of these bad boys in my office at work. I've got one here at my desk right now. Devin's got one. Xander's got one. This bad boy is silky smooth, silkier and smoothier than even the silkiest of smoothies or soy milk or what have you. You can go to glidemousepads.com right now and use code Kraken for 15% off the Founders Edition mousepad in every size available. Again, that's code KRAKEN, Kraken, for 15% off any Founders Edition mousepad today. Our next sponsor is Rogue Energy. Late nights are pretty much commonplace for all content creators, and anyone here at GK can attest that late nights are kind of our only nights. Luckily for us, though, Rogue has figured out exactly how to give those late nights and even earlier mornings the supercharge that we all need. Rogue Energy is a low-calorie, no-sugar energy formula that is the perfect alternative to sugar-filled canned energy drinks and sodas. Every formula Rogue Energy produces is designed with optimal levels of high-quality ingredients and no chalky textures. Again, we don't want that. We don't want that. Being the only gaming drink company in the world with 4 unique product lines to suit your task at hand, Rogue Energy strives to improve the in-game performance of gamers, streamers, and content creators around the world. Now, I know that we've been riding this train for a long time. You might be tired of us talking about this. You might not be tired of us. You might want to just support us anyways. And you know what? For those that do support us, we love you. But the best way to support us right now is to grab yourself a big old cup of Joe. When I say Joe, I mean this Rogue Energy stuff. I need you waking up first thing in the morning with a big old shit to get a big old shit going. Oh, wow. You grab your Rogue Energy cup. Okay, you dip that you just scoop that bad boy right on there. You give that bad boy a shaky dakey, you know what I'm saying? And then you're out the dang door, okay? You need this beverage in your life. I cannot express that enough. You can head on over to rogueenergy.com and use code GKRAKEN for 10% off any purchase of shaker or formula tub of your choosing. That's GKRAKEN for 10% off any shaker or formula tub that you would like. Now, back to the episode. Welcome back, everybody. We are here. We're doing the motherfucking thing. You know what I'm saying? It's late. Guys, next up, we have Hands on Deck. Guys, Hands on Deck is where we pick one game or movie or show. We try to pitch them to each other, and we try to get them to you guys at home, so you guys can get into some interesting new content that is rolling out. So give you guys some stuff to fulfill your lives in. You know what I'm saying? Jenna, what have you been playing or watching this week? Give me one good one. Let's do it.
Okay, I have it for you, Ernell. I have been watching on repeat Heartstopper.
What is
Have
Heartstopper?
you heard?
What is Heartstopper?
You have not heard?
I have not heard Heartstopper.
Oh.
What is Heartstopper? What is this?
Funny. Okay. Heartstopper is a Netflix original show based off of a graphic novel. It is rated TV-14, and it stars the cutest little gay British boys.
Okay.
Well, I know at least one of the actors is gay. I don't know about the state of the other ones.
Sure.
Sexuality or outness,
but
very possible. And this show is just, I mean, it's impeccable. Especially because, like, I think it's a really great queer piece of media.
Sure.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Are we watching the trailer? Are we doing this?
Yeah. Go. Keep talking about it. Keep talking about it.
It's so cute. Okay. So, it follows a teenage boy who is out, right?
Okay.
And he makes this new friend, and they fall for each other. And it's just, like, so sweet because it's this, like, to me, it's this really beautiful story of, like, naturally, like, falling for someone and feeling attracted to someone. So it's definitely a queer show, and it has many like LGBTQ characters, like, all over the spectrum, from sexuality to gender, and, like, just really has amazing characters. But it also just has, like, an amazing storyline of people finding each other, of, like, you finding your friends and you finding people that you're attracted to.
Oh my god, is the teacher gay? Is the teacher gay? Oh my god, that's
so the one with the little pin.
Yeah. It's like, oh my god, that's so fucking cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's iconic. And yeah, it's just amazing because it's not a coming out story, and at the end of the day, it's
playing rugby.
Yeah, they're playing fucking rugby. Dude, the way that the straight guy, quote unquote, like, starts to, like, hang out with him is, he's like, well, they, like, have formed together, so they see each other each day in class. But he's like, oh, I saw you running in gym and you run really fast. I think you should join rugby. And so he, like, takes him into rugby and, like, starts showing him how to play. And it's so cute.
This is
Because
fucking
he's like,
adorable.
okay, all right, let's start. Tackle me. And this little Game Boy is like, excuse me? You want me to tackle you? It's adorable.
I
Yeah, it's a
love
very,
this
very cute show.
so
It's so
goddamn
sweet.
much.
Um, yeah, it's just so sweet and fun. And once we get past like the storyline, which is adorable and sweet, the direction of this show was impeccable. I mean, they found a way to make this graphic novel come to life to where you can like see its origins as a graphic novel, and you can see it's how it dynamically transfers into being a TV show. And a really fun TV show. The lighting, I mean, their lighting in the show is impeccable, Ernell. Like, you can just tell how meticulously they thought of every aspect of direction, from like camera angle to lens to lighting to songs. Oh my god, this soundtrack. And
Yeah. Okay.
they purposely made this soundtrack entirely out of LGBTQ singers.
Artists. Oh
Entirely.
shit. Okay.
Artists.
I love it. Okay.
Entirely.
Okay.
I mean, and it's mind blowing. And the placement in the show is mind blowing. Like when like one of the characters starts to have a gay panic and it starts playing Why Am I Like This? It's just like
Yeah.
I can't tell
Okay.
you, and it's just like,
Okay.
why am I like this? Over it's beautiful. I mean, everything about it is just fun and well done, and I just can't stop watching it.
Oh my god, this
And I
is
don't
that's
want
so good.
to.
I really
Yeah.
like the way that they sort of added some, and I don't know if it's in the show or not, but the little
Mhm.
moments of animated things happening, like
Yes!
so that's in the show. Oh
Yes!
my god.
It's in the
I
show.
love when shows do shit like that. So I'm very interested too
Yeah.
because I'm curious as to whether or not Miss Marvel is going to be doing the things that we saw in the trailer and stuff
Right.
in the same way. And I
Right.
really love when things do
I
that, like
love it
live action
too.
media does that. Oh,
Yeah.
that looks so cute. One, I was a rugby player for a really long time, so this speaks to
Oh my
me
god!
on a whole other extra level on top of the fact that it's just a cute gay story. And like we need more like gay coming of age stories. I feel
Yeah.
like we don't have enough because obviously we don't mean that in a synonymous way. We need more stories like
Right.
coming of age stories involving gay kids being gay, right? Like just like
Yes.
there's
Yes.
and we talk about that a lot here. And like, does this hit the spot for you? Does this is this the one
Oh,
we've been looking for?
this is the one we've been looking for, because not only is it a gay coming of age story, but it is a gay coming of age story that talks about coming out and talks about homophobia, but
Okay,
the point is not homophobia. Like it is,
okay,
to me, it was so well done in terms of like it's there and it's present and it's not an afterthought, but it's not the main thought. The main thought are just this group of kids
right,
who are falling in love and are getting in fights and are struggling with all of the things that kids struggle with, and they're trying to figure out like, oh, how does me liking this boy fit into that? How does that fit into my experience as a person? And the one of the main characters are Nick and Charlie, and Nick is the rugby player who is
mm,
kind of like, when he starts having feelings for boys, when he starts realizing that he likes boys too. And it's really interesting because he starts finding that his friends have been homophobic this whole time, and we see that in the trailer. Like he gets in
right,
that fist fight with his friend because his friend is being homophobic.
hmm
And I thought it's just so artfully and like responsibly done, the way that they showed that, and they showed really hard things. Um and that added to the experience of this kid just being a kid and realizing like, oh hey, like it wasn't, to him it wasn't like a, oh my god, or it wasn't just like, oh my god, homophobia is suffocating and it's awful, but it was like, oh wow, my friends suck.
yeah, right, right,
Which I feel like can be a really universal experience, homophobia or not, where you're like sitting there and you had these friends for years and then you're like, oh shit, this
right.
wasn't good.
God damn, they kind of fucking suck. They kind of really
kind of
suck.
I kind of don't want to be here anymore, you know?
Yeah.
And so like it to me it is the thing. It is the thing we've been looking for. It's the thing we've been asking for. And beautiful.
Well, I'll tell you,
It's so sweet.
I'm pretty excited myself to watch Private School Euphoria. I'll tell you what, but it's
It's so much. It's so like less than Euphoria though. Like, don't go
oh
into
sure,
thinking it's gonna
sure,
be
yeah, I
that.
know. I was
It's like
more of a joke than anything, but
honestly, your kid is like what, 7, 8,
six. She's gonna be 7
6?
this year. Yeah.
Yeah, like honestly, like she could probably watch it and be fine. Like it's
Ooh,
like a legit
cute. I
like
like it.
I
Okay.
mean, I really do think because it's and also like the like slang and curse words that they use are British. So
Sure. Right.
like
Yeah.
she might like go to school and start being like piss off.
Well, so
But like
we actually have a my stepdad technically.
mhm.
He's from South London, so he's from England. So
Oh,
she's already kind of
so
picked up
she's
on
around it.
some of his lingo and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, the one that I caretake for, and he's taught her a couple of things already. And I'm like, don't teach her bollocks. Don't teach her bollocks, please.
Don't
Don't like
don't teach her that. She
she doesn't
doesn't
need to
need
know what
that.
balls are yet. Come on, man. Like, it's just
Yeah. Like we were watching it and at first Naomi was like, this is rated PG, right? And I was like, no, it's definitely rated PG-14, especially because they do use gay slur once. And
sure,
I
sure.
think that they're leaving it open because they've been renewed for 2 more seasons. So I think they were leaving
Okay.
it open intentionally to because when the show starts, the younger character is 14,
Oh,
and he
okay,
turns
okay.
15 in the show. And so I think they're going to be getting older pretty quickly in the show. So I think they're leaving it open for them to talk about sex if they want to.
Okay. Okay.
And just things like that, more
I
mature
like it.
topics. But season 1 is just very cute and sweet and lovely.
Well, I will certainly get a chance to check that out. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it. Unfortunately, Genesaw, I did not watch something that was as gay as that. I watched something that was very not
What?
gay, actually. I watched a little movie the other day called Ambulance, starring
Oh my
one.
god, you watched
I
Ambulance.
watched Ambulance, ladies and gentlemen. I did it. I fucking did it. So, Ambulance is a movie starring one Jake Gyllenhaal, and his lovely brother. Hold on, I can never remember his damn name, but he is the fellow from Tenet. Let's
Mhm.
see. Yahya Abdul Mateen II is in this, and they play as brothers. Yahya is the adoptive brother named Will, who was adopted by the Jake Gyllenhaal white family a long time ago, but so happened to be the family of bank thieves historically,
Oh,
and Will got out of the family and decided to join the Marines. Got out for a really long time, but unfortunately, the American military does not take care of their veterans, and so he gets out. His wife is pregnant, but she also needs, or not pregnant. They just had a baby, but she also needs very important medical procedure that they cannot afford. And so he goes to his brother and says, hey, I need to see if you can loan me some bucks. And he goes, well, how about instead of loaning you some money, you do some work for me? And he's like, you better be out of that life. And he's like, yeah, man, I'm out of it. And he's not. And so unfortunately they get involved in an entire situation of them robbing this bank of $35 million during a transfer. And they hijack an ambulance and they're trying to get away from the police. And a majority of the movie is them trying to get away from police in this ambulance that they kidnap this EMT in and a cop that got shot that they're trying to keep alive because they're trying not to kill people in this. They just want the money. Unfortunately, Jake Gyllenhaal's character is out of his goddamn mind. So it's not quite that simple. So this movie, generally speaking, my thoughts on the movie, it wants to be Bad Boys 2 so fucking bad, and it fails at doing so. As Devin can attest, I've been very excited to watch this movie because
yeah.
I was sold from day one of seeing the trailer for this in theaters. And you know what? It is not necessarily the worst movie on the planet. It is trying extremely hard to be Bad Boys 2 without any of the fun, witty commentary that Bad Boys 2 comes along with it between Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. So it has these two characters that have this brother dynamic with each other, and it's kind of like got a little bit like the buddy cop sort of like feel because it's two guys that are involved in this like crime world thing or whatever and trying to survive getting chased down, but it has none of the substance that is important in a movie that is trying to be Bad Boys 2. And because of such, it falls a little bit short to what I was honestly hoping for, and that was a cool Michael Bay, like, crime story. Now, granted,
Right.
it's Michael Bay, like, and the cool thing about this is that it doesn't suffer from any of the things that Michael Bay movies usually suffer from, aside from like the plot issues, because like they kind of get started in a way that like makes you feel like I just didn't care about these characters enough. And by the time that
Mhm.
I did, I still did not care about these characters enough. And they tried to like make us care about them. The character Will himself is one that I did kind of care for a little bit, but we didn't get enough development prior to like the buildup of everything happening and things starting to go downhill for us to really actually like give a shit about any of the characters in this fucking movie. They have moments that are super awkward that like don't make had no place. There's a scene where they're in the ambulance and they're trying to get away from the police are doing this fucking entire day long like car chase with this
Mhm.
fucking ambulance they're in, and they put in AirPods. The two brothers are in the two front seats. They put in AirPods, and there's like a 2 minute scene of them singing a song together, like while getting it. And the girl, the EMT in the back, is trying to save this like dying cop. Is like, what the fuck is going on here? And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? like, what is this movie right now? And it's and like moments like that. There's another moment where Will is driving the ambulance and he has to like dip in between two like cop cars that are coming at him, but there's also two other like civilian cars that are coming at them, and they're on this like freeway like roundabout bridge thing, and suddenly it cuts into like a complete CGI like car explosion moment, and I was like, did y'all run out of budget for 1.10 minutes? Like, what the fuck happened here? It was just a quick moment of like two cars like exploding trying to get around the ambulance and complete CGI. I was like, why the fuck did y'all do what the fuck happened here? And so like there's just little tiny things in the movie that like severely disappointed me. But it is a fun popcorn flick, which is what Michael Bay does
Mhm.
best, is fun popcorn flicks. And if you want a
Mhm.
cool, like little dopey, fun little cop
Right.
crime story that is like Bad Boys 2 without any of the fun, like the real fun from Bad Boys 2, then yeah, sure, check out this movie. It is free on Peacock. For all of you at home, you can stream it on Peacock for free, or not free. You have to have the subscription, but the premium subscription. But I don't necessarily think you have to watch this movie. So this one's gonna get a big old like 6.5 out of 10 for me.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm not crazy sold on it, but if you guys just kind of need something new and want to watch some action, I think that's a good way to go. I think it's an way to go. You know what I'm saying? You're
Yeah.
probably better off with I don't know, Ninja Turtles or something. At least Ninja Turtles was like funny. You know what I mean? They had some moments.
Right.
The elevator scene of them playing the music together. That part's legendary. Part's goddamn legendary. Anyways, guys, let's get into some new stuff here. Our final segment for the night. Our final segment tonight is the Gallows. Oh, sorry, I forgot to say Devin's thing. Protect your neck. He says that every time he's announcing the Gallows. You better protect
Oh.
your neck because Gallo the blade
Right.
thing. Yeah,
Right.
which is not what this is pertaining
Beheading.
to. But
Yeah.
sure, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Genesaw today.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about it. Let's talk a little bit about it. You know what I'm saying?
A little
We're
about what?
uh
Or
we're
no?
we're
About what?
we're gay and we're here. Okay? Because
Oh,
it's fucking queer hour, baby. The best gay representation in media is what we're
let's
talking about today, guys.
go.
That is the thing that we, Genesee and I, have clicked on since day one, is our representation within the media that we love and consume so much out here in the real world. Let's kind of go back and forth for a little. I think we can each give, we probably have time to give like maybe 3 to 5. I'd say we have time. We'll see where
Okay.
we are about like 135, see where we are from there. Okay, so Genesaw, what is the first best piece of gay representation in media that you want to bring to the table here?
Oh, hot goddamn. That's a loaded question. I have a lot, and I made a list so that
Okay.
I have some to go from. But like, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start sad. I
Okay.
think.
Okay. Okay.
I think I'm gonna start sad. This is something that I recommended to you. It's actually a movie that I super duper love. It's called The Fallout. And this movie stars Jenna Ortega.
Fucking
Oh,
broke
love
my heart,
her.
this goddamn movie. Oh,
It's
Genesee, you remember me telling you this movie
I
fucked me up. Oh my god.
I and I did.
Oh,
I remember too. I was so glad I gave you a warning
yeah,
because
yeah, very much so.
um I know some people like to go into movies blind, and I know sometimes you like to do that and just kind of go and experience it. But yeah,
Hmm.
this movie um, is not sad because it's gay. It is sad because it follows two teenage girls, young women who experience a school shooting,
Yes.
and
So, trigger
um,
warning for you people at home.
so
If you
trigger
are interested in
warning.
this,
Yeah.
please let that be your warning here. It doesn't show everything happening, Genesee, thankfully,
Mhm.
but you
Yeah.
can hear it in one of the most actually very surprisingly well done, for a lack of better words, school shooting audio pieces, where you
Yeah.
can hear the chaos running amidst outside of the setting that these three characters are in together in this bathroom stall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so let that be a warning to you guys at home. Genesee, continue.
Yeah, and I thought that that overall was done really responsibly in terms of, I think a lot of pieces of media that cover not just active shooting scenarios, but that cover different types of violence, focus a lot on the violence.
Trauma porn, right? Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't need it. We don't need it. Yeah.
We don't need it. It's not productive and it doesn't help tell those stories. And I think that's what makes The Fallout such a unique piece of media in that it is a film that talks about the important part of experiencing a trauma, and that is the after, right? It talks about the fallout of experiencing an event like this, and it shows different ways of dealing with that trauma and grief and what
Yeah.
that can look like. Um, and it also has a kind of subplot of these two young girls like falling into friendship and kind of falling into love with each other in a really,
Mm-hmm.
really beautiful way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's just a really beautiful movie, and I think that when I talk about queer pieces of media, I'm not just thinking about shows that have or movies that have gay characters because I think there are a lot of shows that have gay characters that
Yeah.
ain't queer.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
you know what I mean?
Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And like when I talk about queer, I'm not just talking about like the actors in it or the characters in it. I'm talking about like actually queering media. And so like when I say that, I mean like I think we've talked about this on the podcast before. I know Renella and I talk about this all the time of like what it means to be queer. And for me, it means like the verb of queering my relationships and queering my actions and like
Yeah.
stepping outside of this script that heterosexuality and like cisgender norms and capitalism and all of these different like societal structures that we live under, actively queering and challenging those is what that word means to me a lot of the times. And as a piece of media that shows two young women falling in love and dealing with a trauma, I feel like it does that. It does the queering of a script, right? Not just in the way that it's talking about their relationship to each other, but like bonding with someone while going through trauma, and the way that it talks about that trauma feels like a break of that script for me that we usually see around these discussions. So yeah, big fan of the Fallout.
That is such a fucking good choice. I actually forgot about that movie in the process of, like, looking into what I wanted to talk about today, and I'm so glad that you brought it up because that is such a good movie. That is such a good movie. Like
Such a good
that,
movie.
it fucked me up the way that it did because one, the very traumatic moment that the characters go through in the beginning, but also like the the character arc going into the end of the movie and how
Mm-hmm.
finally she doesn't get over the trauma. And
Mm-hmm.
I really liked the movie because they don't put it in a position of like she's suddenly fixed because she's in love. That's not the direction they
Yeah,
took. Like they basically said like this is permanent. Like she's going to have to deal with this for the rest of her
for
life.
the rest of her
But
life.
her character comes into realization that like I'm going to have to deal with this for the rest of my life, but I'm going to do the best that I can to handle that. And I
Mm-hmm.
felt like the best part of the movie was how they handled the realism of it. Like, because all the characters in the movie feel like they're interacting with each other like realistically. Like she's a teenage girl and her having this relationship with this other teenage girl, their interactions are very, very real. Her interactions with her baby sister super like felt very, very real in a
Mm-hmm.
post-traumatic experience way. And then that
Yeah.
fucking scene at the end of the movie with her and her sister, god
Oh,
damn it, I cried fucking hard during that part. And
heartbreaking.
I'm not gonna ruin that for
Yeah.
anybody because just be prepared at the end, like near the end of the third act. Ooh wee, god damn that
Like
part. Oh,
emotional.
oh my god.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very happy you brought that up. Because that movie deserves accolades. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Um, the first one that I want to bring to the table actually is a video game. I want to bring up because I have the responsibility of doing that here today. The
It's
Last of
on your
Us.
shoulders.
Yeah, I know, right? Right, I gotta take that a little bit of that weight. The Last of Us one had a DLC slash like mini post content from the first game. So it was supposed to act as a prequel to the first game. It was just a quick, like, couple hour gaming experience for The Last of Us Part 1. And this DLC was called Left Behind. And in The Last of Us Part 1, the main character, Joel, in this post apocalyptic zombie world, is supposed to be transporting the second main character, Ellie, to a facility because she's immune to the zombie virus. And he has to get her to a facility so they can create a cure for the zombie virus using her DNA. But she is a gay character. And prior to the zombie apocalypse happening, she talks in the game exclusively about a girl that she was with prior to the zombie apocalypse. Well, not prior to the zombie apocalypse, but when the zombie apocalypse happened, there's a girl that she loved prior to meeting Joel. And she never explains a story of what happened with this girl. And this DLC is a story of her and this girl having their final date with each other prior to this girl unfortunately being killed by the zombies. And this little piece of couple hours of these two having this very, very cute post-apocalyptic date in this rundown, yeah, in this rundown arcade together. And
Oh.
you're not, it's not even like action stuff, like you're literally playing out this date and they're being cute together, they're playing games together, they're talking with each other, they're getting to know each other. And it's this very cute, like two like 15-year-olds going on a cute little like zombie like rundown arcade date. And it is one of the best gay video game experiences ever. Because really kind of getting to see these two, getting a glimpse into what Ellie was prior to this massive responsibility, kind of making her jaded, and wondering what happened to this girl. And on top of it too, this girl that Ellie had a relationship with was a black queer woman. And like
Oh.
the added level of that representation there too. And so we get so many good things that came of this story, and then even more good things to kind of double up on this a little bit. The Last of Us Part 2, Ellie has a girlfriend in The Last of Us Part 2, a new girlfriend, which is many, many years after Last of Us Part 1, and even more years after Left Behind. And Ellie's new girlfriend, Dina, their relationship is fucking adorable for the first couple of hours that you play in this game, and it is just one of the most beautiful, beautiful fucking thing. So overall, The Last of Us arc, I think, is one of the best representations in video games of game media, because they do such a good job, just like we were talking about with the Fallout, of making it feel realistic. These characters act so well side by side. They're doing full motion capture, full everything. Like, they're playing out these characters, and they do such a good job of giving us that representation of video games that we frankly haven't really seen much of in the video game industry before. So please, if you need good old queer video games, that's a good place to start. Play The Last of Us. And if you just like
I
video
love
games in
it.
general, you should play The Last of Us, because it's a fucking good story. But
Yeah.
Genesee, what's your second one? I think
I
three
love
today
it.
is going to be a good one. What's your
I love
second
it.
one?
Yeah. My second one is gonna be Young Royals. Another Netflix
Ooh,
original.
okay,
Have
okay.
you heard of Young
I've
Royals?
heard the name. I have no clue what it's about, though.
Oh, right. Well, let me give it to you, Renell.
All
Young
right, let's do it.
Royals.
I
Young
love it.
Royals, I want to say it's in Swedish.
Okay, okay,
Maybe. It's in a language that is not English and not Spanish, though one of the main characters speaks Spanish at home.
okay,
So that's neat. But
okay.
anywho, mostly, yeah, so it's kind of cool because I think the primary language might be Swedish, but then they switch between like sometimes different characters speak English and sometimes they speak Spanish. It's very cool. I think that's fun. But that is not the point of the show. The point of the show is it follows a prince of this, I might be Sweden. I think it's just like a small European country. I don't even know if they say what country it is. But and he gets in a fight with someone and it's recorded. And so it like becomes this big public spectacle that he was like, "Oh," and like I think they said he was like drunk or on drugs or something like when the fight broke out. And so it becomes like, "Oh, his public image needs to be rehabilitated." So they send him to this boarding school because I don't know why that's always the
Because
answer for
that is,
rehabilitating
yeah, I
royals.
know, fucking
But
unfortunately.
that's the answer. And so they send him, and it's really interesting because they send him to a mixed gender boarding school that is not only a boarding school, it also has students who like live at their homes and like just come in for school. And he, surprise, surprise, falls in love with a local guy, and it's adorable. But it's also kind of sad because this show focuses a little bit more on the struggle of coming out, especially for him being a royal. He's not in a position where that's something that he can do. And also, like, his friends who are affluent and royal themselves or come from very, like, affluent and, like, politically powerful families are widely homophobic. So that part, it is a bit more sad. It's not quite as like fun and go lucky as other pieces of queer media. But it is like, I don't think it's sad because it's gay. It's
Okay,
sad because he's a repressed royal. You
okay,
know what I mean?
yeah,
Like it's sad because he's a teenager with a lot of pressure on himself. And there are some really fun, cute moments of them like falling for each other and being stupid kids, doing stupid kid shit, like
sure.
running, like riding bikes together and like falling in line. It's just like really sweet, especially because like in my opinion, the point of the show is him being a young royal who has so much pressure on him to be a certain thing and be a certain way, so that when you get these little moments of him just being a stupid kid and playing soccer at night and like doing stuff like that, it's so extra fun because these are things that he hasn't gotten a chance to do previously, and eventually it will come to a point in his life where he can't do anything fun.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh
he's
man.
not going to get to be a person, he's going to be a king. So yeah, it's just like, it's just one of those shows that it's like kind of hard to describe because it's an experience to watch. You know, it's one of those
Sure.
things that like when it came out, it came the fuck out. And season 2 will be coming like any day now. I mean, it's Netflix, so we're given like no notice when they
Mm-hmm.
release it. But like the first season came out, I want to say in like 2020, I think, and they've pretty sure they filmed the second season. So, and if not, they should be doing that like
Pretty,
yesterday.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
ASAP. Yeah, sure. I got you.
um, so yeah, super pumped about the next season of Young Royals.
All right, all right. Well, Genesee, I don't know if I'm taking this from you or not, but I have to make sure this gets some conversation around it, okay? Because there's
Okay.
one very special show that I think has to be talked about. It has to be talked about,
Okay. I'm so
called
curious.
The
What is it?
Haunting of Bly Manor.
That was on my list, but you didn't take it
Let's
from me. I have more.
fucking go,
Yes.
because Genesee, oh my god, the gay
Giggity.
relationship in The Haunting of Bly Manor. Okay, so guys,
Oh.
everybody at home, The Haunting of Bly Manor is a follow-up, kind of like same universe, like built
Mhm.
around The Haunting of Hill House, and that proceeds into Midnight Mass, and they're continuing to do even more with the new show that's
Mhm.
coming out soon. The Usher of something something, Saint Yes Bly Manor. Let's fucking go, let's go. So Bly Manor is a story about an American woman who is coming to the UK as a hired babysitter. For this, English family, and in the process of doing so, in this larger, much larger, like horror story,
Mhm.
about this family being haunted by this being in the lake of the house,
Yeah.
meets the gardener of this family, and they have probably the most adorable,
Oh,
sweetest, just fulfilling, beautiful fucking relationship in this
ev-
show. As
yeah.
Satan Chat says, Bly Manor is so gay and I love it.
So gay.
This show was just colossally gay. It is
And
astronomically gay in every best way fucking possible. The story of these two living out this horror experience together,
and
oh my god, the
it
final
was so
episode.
gay. Oh.
Oh, the final
Oh.
episode. I can't.
Oh,
I
just like
can't.
pull my heart out of my chest, stomp at it, stomp on it, and throw it in a river. Like Jesus
I
Christ,
cannot
so sad.
believe that this fucking
Oh,
show nailed this gay couple so
so
well.
well, and it was so good because I had no idea going. Well, that's not true. Going into it, I found it because of fan edits, of course, because that's how
Sure,
I
of
find
course.
half the
Right,
shit that I
right.
watch.
So you knew it was a little gay.
But the problem with fan edits is that I never know going into it. Well, not never, but often I won't know if it's actually gay or if the fans decided
They're
it's
shipping
gay.
it as gay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
either way, I kept seeing Bly Manor pop up. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go. I'm going to see. And we're going to see. And so it was like, and I saw the au pair immediately, like the nanny teacher character. And I
Mm-hmm.
was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, hello, lesbian. Like, what?
Right.
That light pink shirt with those jeans? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like,
Uh-huh.
she meets the gardener. And I was like, so we're here, right? This
They
is
have
happening.
they
Like,
have
this
that
is
moment.
happening,
They
right?
have that little
Yeah.
moment by the front door,
Yeah.
and you're like,
You're
okay,
like,
okay.
my spidey senses are tingling.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
oh, wait, that might just be
yeah, your
arousal.
your Genesee tingle, right? Yeah.
Jealousy tingle.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just amazing. And I think that something so amazing about this is like we talked about that last episode that's just so sad, but it's sad
It
in
was
a really like
beautiful.
beautiful way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And it's such a great conclusion in a
Yes.
way to this very sort of melancholy but not story coming to an end, and how like their relationship turning out the way that it did turned out the way it did for a reason, but
Hmm.
mostly because of the setup of how it is that character telling that story. And it is this very like disheartening but still like uplifting story of this character being like, this happened and I'm still in love with them, in the moment where she's like, I still feel her, was like, fuck, god damn it, how are you doing
Yeah.
this to-" Oh my
Yes.
god, that fucking moment, holy shit.
It also, to me, like felt like just such a beautiful and responsible story of gay love in the
Mm-hmm,
90s,
mm-hmm,
because it they didn't come out. It wasn't about that. It was just about them being in love and being with each other and taking the
mm-hmm.
time that they have together, and that's fucking beautiful.
Like zero conversation about them being gay. There was no dialogue
Yeah,
about it. There was no like
not at
plot
all.
point to it. Like they literally
No,
were in love, and that just happened. It just
and that was
happened
it.
in the story. It was just a part of the story.
And there was a conversation, there were a few conversations about like, hey, are you ready for this, because like one of them had like serious trauma going on, and so
Mm-hmm,
she was like, hey, like I get if this is too much for you, let
mm-hmm,
me know. And then it was like, and then when they started getting into like the horror aspect of the show, and like shit
mm-hmm.
starts hitting the fan, and
Yep.
they're like, oh my god, we're experiencing this thing together, they were like, what, they had like a very very short conversation of like, well then let's do it together.
Yeah.
And that was
Yeah.
like
Just
also so
fucking
gay.
just give it all to me. Just shoot that shit straight in my fucking
Yes.
veins. They did so good on this goddamn show. And like I was already sold on Hill House because like I fucking love Hill House. That is such a good goddamn show. But the queer representation in this show coming off of Hill House
Yeah.
was so incredibly well done. So
Yeah.
beautifully fucking done. We don't ever, especially in horror content, right? Like nobody
Yeah.
ever gives a shit about that when they're making horror movies and horror shows and
Right.
content for us. That's such a topic that is off to the side, and they still found a way to give us a good horror story and
Hmm.
also a good gay story and not have those two
Yeah.
things clash like it like
Yes.
because it
It
wasn't like
fed
the
in perfectly.
yeah, because it wasn't such a focus point. Like it wasn't like a part of the conversation was this they were gay and they were experiencing a ghost story, right? Like
Together.
so it
Yeah.
just worked. Oh god, it just worked so fucking well. Saint
Yeah.
says Bly Manor
Totally.
just tops the others for me. Saint, did you just do that on purpose? Anyways,
Yes. Yes, they did.
we love that for
Yes,
you. We
they
love that
did.
for you so much. Genesee, we have about 10 more minutes. Let's do 5 minutes
Okay.
each. Give me your last
Okay.
thing you want to bring to the table here. What is the best gay representation of media here to close things out?
The best gay representation here in media. Okay, I'm gonna do a thing. I'm gonna do a thing.
Okay.
And I have a lot of like canonically queer pieces of media, and I love them, and they're great. Something that I want to highlight is actually an actor.
Okay.
Jonathan Bailey. Jonathan
Ooh.
Bailey is a British actor.
Okay.
He is the man who plays Anthony Bridgerton in
In
Bridgerton.
Bridgerton. Okay. Okay.
So that man that we all saw go down on Kate Sharma, that is like a rake of the century, is played by a homosexual man. And Jonathan Bailey has my goddamn heart, not just for his performance in Bridgerton. I think, and also because season one, I hated Anthony Bridgerton with my entire chest, and then
I've
season
heard a lot of
two,
people do. I've heard a lot of people do.
and then going into season two, I was ready to hate him. I was ready to hate watch. I was like, I'm here for Kate Sharma, and that's it. And Jonathan Bailey and the writers of Bridgerton turned that shit around so fast. I was like, oh, how did you make this man lovable? And it is because Jonathan Bailey is a goddamn masterpiece of an actor.
Okay.
He's
Okay.
done quite a bit of like actual like stage acting on the West End over in England.
Yeah.
And he's amazing. I mean, when Naomi and I were like setting our priorities for like our marriage in terms of like goals, like, you know, you talk about, do you want to have kids? Do you want to have like, do you want to buy a house and all of that? We started talking about like the kind of lifestyle we want. I was like, buying a house isn't really important to me. I'd rather travel and, like do these things. And she was like, yeah, me too. And obviously like, it's a part of our plan to like see various members of One Direction, right? And so like if needed, we'll travel to go see Niall Horan, you know?
Yeah.
And Jonathan Bailey is someone who has been entering that conversation, and that at some point Naomi and I are going to fly the fuck to England to see Jonathan Bailey in literally anything, because he is so good and I need to see him on a stage. I need it.
I love it. I love it. I still need to watch Bridgerton. I still need to watch it. I know I've had so many friends talk about this fucking
Honestly,
show.
Arnell, I'm gonna level with you real hard.
Okay.
Just watch season two. Watch
Really? There's
season
no need
two.
for
I
character
loved
development in
season
season one?
one.
Okay.
No, no need.
Okay. Okay.
No need.
Okay.
I mean, there is more. I think you appreciate Anthony more if you watch season one and you're like, he sucks. And then you watch season two and you're like, oh shit. Because he fucks up so hard in season two,
Oh,
also.
okay.
Like, he fucks up
Okay.
so hard and he earns his ending, which I think is really important.
Okay.
So it's not
Okay.
like he goes from season one to being impeccable in season two. Like, no, he's still an asshole. And he
Sure.
earns that ending. But I found season two, a lot more compelling. Kate Sharma is just an absolutely amazing love interest. A lot of the things that that the showrunners kind of did a little bit poorly in season one, they absolutely made efforts to correct in season two.
Oh, okay.
There were
Okay.
a lot of criticisms of season one of not having main characters who were darker skinned and of putting in characters who, like the Duke, he was shoved into a white role and they
Oh,
didn't
okay.
like bring anything about him into it. It was they just cast people with brown skin in white roles.
Right.
And
Sure.
they made that was a huge adjustment that they made in season two, and they did it really well. And the Sharmas are just amazing. Those women are adorable and sweet and kind and grow and develop and go through hard shit together, and I respect the hell out of them. So I personally would say like start with season two, and then if you like really want to get more into it and like see the Duke and Daphne's love story, you can totally watch season one. But season two is a lot more spicy, a
All
lot
right.
more
I
not
like
like
it.
sexually, not sexually.
But
Season one has a lot more
attention,
sex.
right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
season one has a lot more sex, but in
Okay.
terms of like plot line and drama,
Two's where it's
season
at.
two all
Okay.
the way.
All right. I like the tea. I like
What?
the tea.
Yeah, yeah, that's the tea. What about you, Ernell? What is your
So
biggest gay moment?
the last one I need to talk about is a movie that I think is extremely important movie that I think everyone should watch, whether it is that you are gay yourself, whether it is you're a BIPOC person. I think this movie hits a lot of notes that are super important in society today. And that is a 2016 movie called Moonlight. And have you seen Moonlight?
I have not.
Okay, you absolutely should. So Moonlight is a story about a character named Kyron, it is three parts of this movie. Comes off of a like semi autobiographical novel about the writer, and the movie comes into three parts about this character Kyron when he's a young kid, a super small kid, when he is a teenage boy, and when he's in his young adulthood. And it is the story of him being a black gay man and growing up into that. And it kind of goes into his history of how his black gay experience was coming from childhood into adulthood, and how all of the trials and tribulations he's had to suffer through has accumulated to where he is now, coming into a potential gay relationship. And there are some very heartbreaking moments in this movie. There are some very beautiful moments in this movie, but I think it is a very important movie for people to watch to understand the one how color cultures, how different ethnicities handle being gay differently. And I'm sure that's a conversation that you and I have had before. And, there's a lot of dynamics in the difference between how white cultures perceive gay, like queer children in their life, and how BIPOC cultures handle those things, being very traditional families, and they're kind of two different dynamics there. And this movie touches on that in such a way that is so glaringly realistic, I feel, to how black culture still centers around being gay as very problematic. And and it's very reflective onto even my own cultures too, on how being gay is still problematic in a lot of different ways in our own culture and how they handle homophobia. And a lot of cultures are like that. And I can't speak too deeply on how black culture, you know, revolves and like has those conversations around those things because I'm not black, obviously. But based entirely just on what I know from my black family, my black friends that we do have, it is this movie does a very good job of representing the fact that like being gay still has not completely been accepted in this world, even in black and brown cultures, even in, you know, povertous families, like it's still not widely accepted. And this movie Moonlight does such a good job of explaining that to people, that like it's not always rainbows and butterflies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we see, like even here, Vandal, happy Pride, comrades. Thank you, Vandal. Happy Pride to you too. We
Yeah.
are in such a benefit to be able to be in the position where we are. We are able to freely fly our flags, right? We are able to freely talk about being gay openly with each other because we love each other and because we're family, we're friends, and we can have
Mm-hmm.
those relationships. Unfortunately, there are people in this world that do not have that benefit. And
Yeah.
it is very important that we understand coming into Pride and leaving Pride and even the other 11 months out of the fucking year, that we have a responsibility to be aware of the fact that there's people out there that are not openly gay because they do not feel safe doing so. And
Yeah.
then this conversation, especially black gay men specifically, is a whole other dynamic in and of itself too,
Yeah.
because like brown, like BIPOC cultures very much are very weird about gay men exclusively in like
Yes.
in those senses. And so like there's a lot of conversations I feel this movie just fucking nails. There's moments that are just absolutely fucking heart destructing heart destroying
Mhm.
in this fucking movie, but also does such a good job of like being this breath of fresh air that talks about these things that are so fucking important in our communities,
Yeah.
of understanding like where that plays a price. Because like we talked about, you know, this many times, our communities have talked about this. We owe such a debt to black trans women in
Yes.
the presentation of Pride existing and us being
Hmm.
able to be out. Like there's so much respect that has to go into this movie and has to go into us as a community coming from different BIPOC cultures, and where we all meet and coincide with each other. Absolutely watch this fucking movie. I think this movie is fucking beautiful. The cinematography also, like just the production of it
Yeah.
overall, is impeccable. They did such a good job on this fucking movie. The actors, Trevante Rhodes and Andre Holland,
Hmm.
incredible. Mahershala Ali is in this fucking movie for a bit. The wonderful Janelle Monáe is in this movie for a while. Like it's
Oh, damn.
top tier. Vandal, name of the movie I just got here. It is Moonlight from 2016. Please watch this fucking movie. Please watch this movie.
Yes.
Genesaw,
Yes.
thank you for being here today. I love you. This has
Always.
been so
I
much
love
fun. We're
you.
gonna talk about more gay stuff for the rest of this month.
All the gay stuff. All
It's
the
going
gay
to
stuff.
be
Your
phenomenal.
birthday's this month?
My birthday is
Hello.
next week,
Yeah, it
actually. Next
is.
Thursday is my
Yeah, it
birthday.
is.
I get a API month in May, and then I go straight to my birthday
And
month, which is also Pride. And so
in
now I get to
Pride
double celebrate for 2 months.
is
Yeah, I'm
amazing.
excited. It's so fucking good. We're gonna be here for that, guys. It's gonna be so much fun. Guys, let's talk about our schedule for next week. Tuesday, we have another good Kraken podcast. We're doing an update on our fantasy critic lineups. There's been a lot of delays this year for video game stuff, and me, Devin, and Garrick, we have to get some things cleaned up because things got real sloppy with all these delays happening. Vandal, bet mine is in 3 days. Pride births, let's fucking go, Vandal. Summer babies,
Hey,
let's fucking go. We're Geminis out here. We're doing it. People don't like
love
that. People don't like
Geminis.
that. But
I
yay.
love
Do you
Geminis.
know
Fuck
what?
people.
I know, fuck
You
people,
know,
right? Fuck people.
Gemini's the best.
We love you. We love you. Wednesday, we have 7th Brevin, where Devin, our man, the 5-star man, the inevitable one, is going to be playing Sniper Elite 5. Boom, right there. That's going to be 7 p.m. Pacific time, right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. Come in, hang out with us. Devin's going to be having so much fun playing that game. And then Thursday, we're doing our live recording of the Shipwreck Show over for our patrons. That's over at patreon.com/Good Kraken Show, 7 p.m. Pacific time. We will be recording that for you guys. If not, if you cannot make that, hang tight. We bring that episode to public every following Sunday, which actually tomorrow, if you're hearing this on public, it's yesterday actually, we have our new episode of Shipwreck Show coming in. It is a very fun one. Go in, make sure to check that out too. And then next Friday, we have another gameplay of Splash Damage. We are going to be playing For Honor, because that is free on Game Pass now, and it's been a long time. It's been a while. I gotta get in there and get my main back rolling again. And then finally, next Saturday, we have another Good Kraken podcast where we're gonna be doing Jurassic World Dominion review, and Genesee is very upset. Genesee's like, I ain't watching that. Hard pass, y'all. Genesee, Genesee again. I love you. Thank you for hanging out. We don't have you here nearly as often as we would like these days. I know you're a busy gal yourself. Busy person. You're getting married soon. All the fun things. Genesee,
so many things.
We love you. We'll see you back here for Obi-Wan review. I'm doing later this month.
That's the plan.
There's so much more we get to talk about. Are you caught up? Did you watch episode 3
No. But I finally watched Moon Knight, my dude. Finally did it.
We'll be talking about that pretty soon, I bet you guys. In the meantime, this has been the Good Kraken Podcast, your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you wanted to hear, live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturday at 12 p.m. right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. Big love, missed the whole damn thing. Vandal, we love you, dude. It's okay. You'll be able to listen to this in public pretty soon. It's okay. Just 2 more days. 2 more days on Monday. This episode will go live. Definitely. We love you. Thank you for coming and hanging out, dog. If you enjoyed this show, you can head on over to patreon.com/Good Kraken Show, where you can submit questions and topics to the show. You can get exclusive post-show content, and you have early access to episodes before they go live on podcast and video services across the digital sea. No, Yarg.
Yarg.
Thank you.
Really
you can also support us by going to our.
Let me do that.
you have good Yargs. You can also support us by going to our YouTube channel by clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken with an exclamation mark and leaving a review there. We gotta get going out of here, guys. But until next time, my friends, happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Let's fucking go.